So, as promised, this is my video on how I like to listen to music. I'm going to be talking specifically about listening live, like when I'm playing with a band, and that can be so drastically different from listening on your own. With a band, it can be difficult. Sometimes you need to have eye contact, physical communication, like we're going to trade fours, whatever. So with a live band, it's just a little bit different. The word I like to think of is compartmentalization. When I think of is like, where in my brain, where in my mind do I feel, where do I hear the different instruments? So for me, that typically looks like quarter splits. I try to keep, one part for myself, but then I have to think about the rest of the musicians as well. And how I got started with that, how I got better at it, was practicing listening to one at a time. So something you can do on your own without a band is going on listening to a record and say you're going to listen through this whole song, except you're only going to listen to the saxophone or whatever the melody player is. So you listen to just them. And you can think of it wherever you want it to, however you want it to be. I think of it as like melody is right here, right side of my brain. And then I have like chords or like whatever the harmony is happening. The bass is back left and drums is back right. So just having that kind of visual, it doesn't necessarily help you hear better, but I at least can think of like shifting to like, oh, I want to listen more to the melody. I want to listen more to this side of my mind. Or I want to listen more to myself. And so working through it like that, having these separate parts, kind of allows you to separate the instruments from the ensemble as a whole. So what I did is started with just one, say like the melody again, and started listening to that super intently. And then what I try to do is try to bring in another aspect of it. So say I'm listening to a record, I want to listen to the melody, and then after I get used to that feeling of just listening to the melody, I'll go, all right, let's activate this part of the brain, let's bring in the chords. And I try to listen to them both at the same time while thinking about both of them, if that makes sense. As in like trying to have two separate things happening at once, but still understanding how they relate to each other. Once you get there, once you get good with the two, try to move on, add the third voice in, add the fourth voice in. And if you can do all four at once, you'll never miss anything. Like if you're only thinking about the melody player, you're only going to interact with the melody player. But if you think about the melody player, the chords, and the bass at the same time, you're not going to miss when the chord player tries to give you a little setup or the bass player tries to do something cool. You'll not miss a single thing, hopefully. So give it a shot. Let me know what y'all think. Thanks for watching. And